light, ramming into their car. Police say she was high on marijuana at the time and was going more than 100 miles per hour in a school zone. District Attorney Steve Wolfson says this is the first time in Nevada history that someone will face murder charges for driving under the influence, adding that the circumstances fit the charges.
It's such a degree of carelessness that it rises to the level beyond just your typical reckless driver or impaired driver. It's a callous disregard for human life.
Alvarez Perez is expected back in court tomorrow to plead guilty. If convicted, she'll spend a minimum of 10 years in prison.
A survivor from the 1 October shooting is continuing to adjust almost 1 year later. Sheriff Deputy Jason McMillan from California spent 1 month in the hospital. He's been getting physical therapy and trying to regain the use of his legs. Now he's advocating for gun control across the country.
I think the focus should be on there's a mental health crisis in this country and everybody wants to avoid it. They want to make the guns the issue when it's a lack of care for people with mental health problems.
McMillan says he got shot in his spine trying to protect his girlfriend.
Well, 650 softball teams from around the world are in Las Vegas this week. They're participating in a world championship for seniors. Our local team, the Las Vegas 75 Coyotes, were spotted out on the field too. Both men and women are playing in the tourney. That's happening at the Arroyo Grande complex. We talked to one player about his favorite part of the tournament.
Go out there, you have fun, you meet good people. You know, it's about winning, but it's about having fun. So every year it just gets better and better. You know, as long as you can play, go play.
The tournament runs through Sunday. We're told there is also an 80-year-old division and a 90-year-old division.
Very
now,
cool.
I mentioned it at the top of the hour, and if you missed it, I started my softball league too. I cannot show you the welt from my injury. I always have an injury, but always.
And it always seems like it's on the first game too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And so we started this up, and it is the league where I was trying to run to first base and somehow I fell flat on my face. So it's already a challenge.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be even worse because look who joined the league.
Denied a gold glove because Fernandez made only 6. Canseco bids for the second homer of the inning. If it's fair, he's got it. And it settles into the upper deck.
Oh my goodness.
I just can't believe this.
Why would you want to pick on us?
Right?
Jose Canseco is now in the Henderson Sports League. Okay? So he's gone from the World Series where he cranked, home runs throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
Now he's already on the best team in our league.
Wow. Well,
so no trophy for us.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
And all I can say is maybe instead of trying to win when you're playing against him, maybe just try to focus on getting to first base without falling flat on your face.
I think that's fair enough to do that. You know what? It's fine because I like football better anyway. And Thursday means, which is tonight, of course, Thursday night football. You can catch the Rams-Vikings game tonight right here on Fox 5. Our 4 p.m. show will only be 30 minutes. Kickoff is at 5:20. And then we'll have a special news broadcast following the game. But this ought to be a really good game, Alyssa. I don't know if you have anybody playing in fantasy football for this one, but there's so many guys on offense for both teams that can score touchdowns.
Actually, thank you for reminding me to check my lineup.
Set your lineup?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, well, now that we're in fall season, it means there are plenty of events coming up, like the 54th Annual Pahrump Fall Festival. It starts today and goes till September 30th. There will be bull riding, monster truck races, carnival rides, and plenty of good food. Tickets are $30 at the gate, $25 for pre-sale. We have more details on the festival at fox5vegas.com.
All right, your mortgage, car loans, student loans, and credit card bills could be going up.
See what size chunk the Federal Reserve is taking out of your wallet.
And the secret to great hair may be a tree. I mean, that's the big picture.
Okay.
There's a little more to it. By the way, the tree is found in Hawaii. Kind of makes sense. The beautiful Hawaiian hair.
Oh, yeah.
Maria has beautiful flowing hair.
Does.
Yes, do you use this?
All right, thank you guys. Yes. All right, good morning. We have a great show for you. One of my favorite books coming to life on the big screens. We're talking about Little Women. Actress Leah Thompson joining us live to tell us all about it. And Vegas DJ Steve Aoki sharing some big news himself. He's talking about his new sci-fi project. Be sure to join us next at 9 here on More.
These
These 5 lucky locals are one step closer to winning $100,000 in the Monopoly Cruise for Cash.
We have our 5 winners, but we need 5 more.
Who will get the pass go to hit the high seas? Watch, only on Fox 5.
Vikings and Rams on Thursday Night Football. This could be the NFC Championship.
The story of selling us out. Dean Heller tells Governor Sandoval he'll do the right thing on health care. Then a pro-Trump dark money group threatened TV ads to beat Heller. Heller meets with President Trump, and the dark money group takes down their ads. After threats from Trump, Heller votes to let insurance companies deny coverage for pre-existing conditions. His reward? A new dark money group pledges to help Heller get reelected. Dean Heller sold us out to save himself. Majority Forward is responsible for the content of this ad.
Nissan's latest tech surrounds you with peace of mind. The 2018 Nissan Rogue Sport. Featuring rear cross-traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking that can stop for you. Now standard on the Nissan Rogue family.
Save up to $5,000 on the 2018 Rogue Hybrid, or get 0% financing for 60 months on Rogue Sport.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
I'm Jackie Rosen, and I approve this message.
Dean Heller's promise.
I'm telling you right now, I cannot support a piece of legislation that takes insurance away from hundreds of thousands of Nevadans.
Then Dean Heller got pressure.
The threats from President Trump loud and clear.
This was the one we were worried about. You weren't there, but you're going to be.
Dean Heller broke his promise. He voted to take health care away from 200,000 Nevadans.
He decided not to cross Trump.
Dean Heller, Senator Spineless.
Today we're here to talk about trucks.
I love trucks.
Oh, what the heck is that? What truck brand comes from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road?
I think it's a Chevy.
Ford. Is it Ford? It's not Ford. I think it's Ram. It's not Ram either. That's
Chevy.
Gorgeous. Trade up to this Silverado to get a total value of $10,500 when you finance with GM Financial. See your Southern Nevada Chevy dealers.
It's a Hera Chrysler Jeep. The kickoff classic is on. Huddle up with the winning team and get a no-hassle price. And $92.50 off a new Jeep Renegade. That's over 30% off. It's the kickoff classic. So get to our Stadium Sahara Chrysler Jeep during Jeep Adventure Days.
Did you know 8 out of 10 applicants are approved for credit at our Curacao stores? And that all you need is one form of ID from here or any country? That's right, it's easy. Come today, open your account, and enjoy shopping.
The Mercedes-Benz of tomorrow will transform not just the automobile, but mobility itself. An autonomous thinking vehicle protecting those inside and out. And it's the Mercedes-Benz of today that will help us get there. The 2018 E-Class, with innovations that will change the way we drive from this day forward. Lease the E300 for $569 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Fox 5 News is sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back, everybody, at 8:42. Now, you may notice something a little different today. It's only 74 degrees right now.
Oh, I love it.
I know. It's been so nice in these late night and early morning hours, but now it's just extending a little bit longer, which I
Look really closely and see if anybody has their top down.
Semi. No. Okay. All right, 8:43 right now. For the third time this year, the Fed is raising the interest rate, and the hike is likely to impact the cost of housing, cars, student loans, and the interest you pay on your credit card.
If you've got a car loan, you've got a credit card, you're going to have to start paying more money each month. We've got prices increasing in all of the economy. If the price for the landlord goes up, that also means the price for the tenant goes up.
Citing the strong economy, the Federal Reserve raised the interest rate to a range of 2 to 2.25%. We pay for it every time rates go up since banks hike interest rates on consumer debt. They say people with variable mortgage rates will see the changes down the road. And if you rent, experts say your landlord may pass down the costs to you. The Fed expects at least 3 rate hikes next year.
Well, Uber is paying up for a data breach cover-up. The rideshare company was accused of purposely hiding a 2016 hack and Nevada is set to receive more than $1 million from the settlement. Attorney General Adam Laxalt says the state plans to use that money to bolster a state database used for background checks, and says affected Uber drivers will be eligible for a $100 payment from the settlement. The states sued Uber, saying the company broke the law by waiting a year to notify people affected by a breach back in 2016.
The official National Coffee Day is tomorrow, but to be honest, for our shift, every day is National Coffee Day, and Las Vegas ranked number 12 in the best coffee cities of America. That's according to Wallet Hub. They compared 100 of the largest cities across the nation using 14 key indicators of a strong coffee culture. Las Vegas ranked 5th highest in coffee shops, houses, and cafes per capita. Overall, New York ranked number 1, Seattle number 2, and San Fran number 3.
Well, in health news, the smell of sandalwood could be the key to growing those luscious locks, as opposed to the smell of my sandals, which would not do anybody any good. Researchers stained human scalp samples with fluorescent dyes. When they treated the follicles with sandalore, they saw stimulated hair growth. And after 6 days, researchers found keratin cells were dying at a slower rate. Now, keratin is the chemical that keeps hair strong. Sandalore sounds like someone who'd be in Lord of the Rings.
It really does.
Right?
I looked up what sandalore was earlier.
Yeah.
It's just the artificial scent of sandalwood.
Oh, all right. Not as fancy when you say it that way.
No, it's definitely not.
Well, more tests need to be done anyway, so don't go rubbing sandalwood all over your scalp. Just yet,
Or
at least.
sandalore.
Yeah.
8:46 now. Researchers say a Mediterranean diet may help prevent depression. After analyzing more than 40 studies published within the last 8 years, researchers found the diet with an emphasis of fish, poultry, vegetables, grains, and olive oil was linked to people in better moods. More trials need to be done to determine whether people who do not suffer from depression, whether they eat healthier, or if the food really does change a person's mental state.
Well, eating habits in America are changing. A new study says a majority of us are not eating 3 meals a day. Researchers found only 27% of Americans eat the traditional breakfast, lunch, and dinner structure. These days, it's due to busy and untraditional schedules. The study also says impatience when it comes to meal prepping and cooking are also a factor. I mean, do a lot of families still like sit and eat breakfast together? Then lunch, kind of you do your own thing, and then dinner they sit together?
I always woke up
Doesn't
too
seem
late
like
till
it,
I
huh?
really enjoyed breakfast with my family.
You woke up too late?
Yes. It was like I'll eat a grilled cheese sandwich on my way out the door or something.
I totally can picture that. Like the rest of your family's having like, total family time, and you come strolling down, kind of like the teen with angst. And you're like,
I was not well, okay, I was angsty. All right, 8:47 right now. So throughout the morning, the Senate has been listening to Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. She's one of the multiple women accusing Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault.
Yeah, we're about to take a live look. There it is right there. And coming up, we're going to have the latest developments from this critical testimony.
Just to put it in perspective, I'd like to show you further out.
Backwards. That's where Adam Laxalt would take education in Nevada, and his billionaire backers, the Koch brothers, are driving his decisions. They don't like Governor Sandoval's law that puts a tiny piece of their corporate profits to work educating our kids. So Laxalt promised to reverse the plan, which Sandoval says would cut nearly $400 million from Nevada classrooms. Sandoval says Laxalt's plan would permanently harm children. Adam Laxalt, he'd take education in Nevada backwards.
Drone Racing League pilot Wild Willie is testing his skills on the scariest course imaginable. His mom's house. Fortunately, he's using panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox, because even a 1-second delay could mean trouble for everyone. Wall-to-wall fast panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox. Wi-Fi at the speed of flight.
Here are some key facts about question 3. Fact: 3 would lock electricity deregulation into Nevada's state constitution. Fact: in states that deregulated electricity, average rates are 30% higher than Nevada's, and California's rates are nearly double. Fact: 3 would shut down plans for 6 major solar power projects in Nevada. That's why groups representing Nevada consumers, seniors, public safety, environmentalists, farmers, and veterans urge no on 3.
Do what others always dream of with Ford F-150. Built to fuel your passion for testing the limits. That's F-150. Designed for the desert. Now get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2018 Ford F-150. Only at your Desert Ford dealers.
The problem? Too many Nevada students at risk of dropping out. So, as president of the nonprofit Communities and Schools, I went to work, helping increase our graduation rate to 87%, and today serving over 60,000 students in 63 Nevada schools. I'm Susie Lee, and I approve this message because it's time Washington stops the bickering and starts getting results too.
Local solutions, real results. Susie Lee.
Your Las Vegas Hyundai dealer's September sales blitz is on now. Rush to one of our 3 locations to score your new Hyundai. For a limited time, lease a brand new 2018 Hyundai Kona SE for just $159 per month. Plus, your first year's registration is included exclusively at these 3 locations only. ABC Hyundai, Centennial Hyundai, and Hyundai of Las Vegas. Go to HyundaiDealers.Vegas now for details.
Welcome to a whole new era of fun. As the original locals favorite, we've always been dedicated to creating a real good time. Just for you. From the dedicated gamers to the all-you-can-eaters. The place for families to grow up. Our celebrated team members. Those special life moments. To the we just want to have a little fun. New experiences are waiting with everything that you love. Even better than you remember. All new, just for you. Classic Palace.
Follow breaking news with the Fox 5 News app. Free download today.
And good morning, I'm Ken Smith here with your Fox 5 Traffic Solutions. We do have an accident right here. This is going to be right along Flamingo, not really causing a real big issue. It's going to be westbound Flamingo, just as you approach Pecos. Let's take a look at the maps, and we got other fish to fry, if you will, in terms of traffic. If you're going to be traveling this morning on southbound I-15, very heavy delays remain from Lake Mead on down to past Charleston Boulevard. Speaking of Charleston Boulevard, that's going to be shutting down effective tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for the entire weekend. Charleston Boulevard between Commerce and MLK, that is due to some bridge demolition work that's going to be happening all weekend long. And alternate routes, basically you can take Alta Bonneville on over towards either Main or Las Vegas Boulevard to get around that closure. Once again, that starts tomorrow night starting at 10 p.m. And then southbound once again on 15, very heavy. And then the 95 southbound, heavy delays still from approaching Rancho into the Spaghetti Bowl. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, Ken, thank you. The Senate Judiciary Committee is back from a short break. The committee is questioning the woman accusing Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault.
Kavanaugh will get his turn to testify today, and for now, Mike Doria has been listening into this testimony all morning long. Mike, what are you learning now?
Up with the questioning, the focus right now on the country club. Just prior to that, though, it was what happened at this party, although Dr. Ford calls it a gathering. Patrick Leahy's a Democratic senator from Vermont, asked her, are you absolutely sure it was Kavanaugh? And she said yes. Then he asked her again, are you absolutely sure this is what she said?
But you would not mix up somebody else with Brett Kavanaugh, is that correct?
Correct.
Or Mark Judge?
Correct.
Well, then let's go back to the incident. What is the strongest memory you have? The strongest memory of the incident, something that you cannot forget. Take whatever time you need.
Indelible in the hippocampus is the laughter.
Well, Dr. Ford says she never intended to make this public. She didn't want to be testifying publicly. That letter she sent came out of fear. She says even back in 2012, when they were remodeling a home, she wanted a double front door in her house, and her husband thought that was kind of funny, and she came out saying that she feared one day the man who sexually assaulted her would be a Supreme Court judge. How she knew that back in 2012? She says the last few weeks have been hell too, having to move out of her home, and she said even her email was hacked just recently, and whoever hacked it recanted her statement about the alleged assault. So she said it has not been very pleasant in these past few weeks. Kavanaugh will get his turn to testify just after she is done, guys.
Okay, and Mike, the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Senator Grassley said he didn't want to comment on this at all today, saying he ought to sleep on it before he comments on whatever Kavanaugh and Dr. Ford have to say. But as far as you know, they are still planning the vote tomorrow on Kavanaugh's nomination.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, even President Trump earlier today saying that he might change his mind after today's hearing, but I'm not hearing anything yet in this hearing that doesn't that correlate with that letter or correlate with what she... And she even said, Dr. Kavanaugh, that, you know, some of these things I'm not going to remember. I'm going to do my best to tell you what I remember, but I'm not going to remember everything, and the committee understood that.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. All right, if you've ever stepped on a Lego, you know how agonizing that feeling can be.
But this little turtle is thriving after putting its weight on some Lego blocks. We'll show you more on that.
Friendly Ford says yes to the ultimate tailgate closeout event. Yes! Top dollar for your trade, paid for or not. Yes to easy, yes to fast, yes to fun, yes to friendly. When others say no, Friendly Ford says. Exit Decatur North from US 95.
You never know when you're going to need a little extra help. The award-winning 2018 Nissan Altima. Featuring standard automatic emergency braking that could stop for you. Hurry in for model year-end savings on the last of the 2018 Altimas.
Now, save up to $4,680 on the 2018 Altima, or save up to $3,750 on Sentra.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Call it a feeling, call it a premonition. Things are about to go my way. You don't have to see it, just believe it's coming. Something's about to change.
Shopping at RC Willey is like shopping in 5 stores at once. And there's a big sale happening in all of them right now.
We are wild about savings, and this week you'll find incredible deals on appliances. This Frigidaire dishwasher is only $2.99, and this gas range is $4.79. Top brand appliances are in stock for immediate delivery. Enter to win a trip for 4 to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. Plus, get a stuffed animal for just $12 with purchase. Don't miss this. RC Willey.
Everyone knows the 5 senses.
But what if we told you
There's more. An elusive sensation.
coaxed out only under ideal circumstances?
We can't fully describe it, but you'll know it.
When you feel it.
We call it the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in to lease a 2018 BMW X2 S-Drive 28i for $319 a month.
So this zip line goes under the famous Fremont Street canopy. It's 4 city blocks that attract over 22 million visitors each year. With so many people congregating on the stretch, there's an extremely high demand for data. So to provide additional capacity, cell nodes were installed on top of 8 of the poles that hold up the canopy. That way, the canopy that's used to cover visitors from the harsh Vegas weather is also used to cover you with the signal you need to share your experience.
Friendly Ford says yes to the ultimate tailgate closeout event.
Yes.
To SUV season, 0% for 16 months, plus up to $2,500 factory cash on 2018 Escape, Edge, or Explorer. When others say no, Friendly Ford says yes. Exit Decatur North from US 95.
The weather team always there for you. Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Welcome back. Before we leave you, a turtle was found huddling along the side of the road. When some zookeepers found it, it had cracks all over its shell, and the zookeepers thought a car may have hit it.
So a veterinary student who was doing an internship at the zoo built this customized wheelchair using Lego pieces. If all goes well, with continued rehab, the turtle should be released into the wild within a year, and within 10 years, he'll go about 100 feet. I added that part. I'm not sure.
I still think he could beat the hare in a race.
Oh, probably. He's smarter. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. The more shows coming up next, everybody.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Now, one more. 2 shows left.
anything goes for J-Lo as she finished her residency. Or does it?
Never happened.
We're going to tell you the one thing you won't see in a show that has attracted more stars than a planetarium. And spoiler alert, there are even more celebs expected. And we're going to tell you who they are. Okay, you really need to hear this. Don't get all weird about it. We're talking about sex this morning. Or, more importantly, we're talking about how to talk about the birds and the bees with your kids. And actress Leah Thompson. She's been in a bunch of movies you love. And she's got a new one coming out. And we're talking to her about it. So, you have like 1, 2, 3, a whole bunch of reasons to stay right there. More starts now.
All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome. I'm Maria Silva in for our lovely Rachel Smith. She's on a special assignment.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky girl. Look
You
at
are
this.
looking
Look
at
at
yeah.
Wow.
The dude sandwich.
Stud sandwich.
Stud sandwich.
I don't know about that one. Okay.
Guys, one day until the weekend. Fired up. Fired up.
Okay.
All right, today we've got a little Cardi, a little Crystal, and a little Curtis. How about that?
Okay.
We're going to start off the show with some sports, though. Sadly, it's a loss, Jason. So let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Let's just get this over with. The Lights taking on Orange County last night, and, well, they lost. A little more involved than that. They did score the first 2 goals, and then things kind of fell apart. By the time the game ended, the Lights fell to OC with a score of 5-3.
Still proud of our guys, and they had llamas out there again. So
You can never lose with llamas.
yeah, they have llamas out there during the
Oh, those are the ones. Those are the ones that hang out downtown with
yeah.
Tony Shea.
Unless you meant Lorenzo.
No, maybe.
I remember he came on the show one time with a motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a picture of that. Well, guys, on to the other football. It's Thursday, which means this music, and Thursday night football. And for the first time this season, you can catch the Thursday night game between the Rams and the Vikings right here on Fox 5, which is good because I have basic cable and I don't get the NFL network. So
You
I'm
cheapskate
I really
finder.
am. I really am. Our 4 p.m. show will only be 30 minutes. And there will be no more access tonight, but we will have a special news broadcast following the game. And Dave and Maria, as you know, a lot of people say that this matchup tonight could be a preview of the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
Yeah.
By the way, probably a good thing there's no access tonight because you held down the fort
I did.
solo last night.
Yes.
And I don't know. I heard it was a total disaster.
What happened?
Total disaster. Well, first of all, there I was, just looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like I normally do, like my hair, and then Bose comes up to me, the photographer, and says, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't know. I'm looking at myself in the mirror." He's like, you gotta go do a show.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I didn't even realize Sean and Rachel were gone. And then at the very end, we had a little extra time to kill, and we had DJ Sarah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I decided that I would play DJ, and we had a lot of time. We had a lot of extra time. So it was very awkward. Yeah, it was like we had 2 minutes of me doing the wiki.
Wiki.
The lamest dance party
And
in
no
history.
cat videos. We didn't have cat videos as backup just in case.
No, but we did address, and we addressed it too, when still very concerned that Gritty, the mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers, who hasn't even had a game yet, is already top 5 according to the ESPN as mascots, and Chance is like
Our
26th.
I love you, Chan.
Yeah. But anyway, overall it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Thank
All
you.
right, moving on to a subject both these fellas like. Not sports.
Okay. What
but
else?
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the classic midnight special from legendary music group Creedence Clearwater Revival. So, why are we showing you this? Well, this song, that is a song that sold Lady Gaga and convinced her to take on her movie, A Star Is Born. Take a listen.
He makes you feel comfortable right away, and he's just such a loving and caring person. And we're both from the East Coast, and we're both Italian. So, before I knew it, I was heating up leftovers in the kitchen and feeding him, and we were talking about, life. And then we started to sing together at the piano, a song by Creedence Clearwater Revival, Midnight Special. And I heard his voice, and I stopped dead in my tracks, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Bradley, you can sing."
Yeah, she's talking about Bradley Cooper, her co-star in that movie. That is just a preview of what Lady Gaga told Ellen. You can actually see the entire interview on Ellen later tonight here on Fox 5. And the future Vegas headliner reveals her celebrity crush. It's not you guys, sorry guys.
Well, it could be when she gets here.
Well, you never know. You never know. She also has an exclusive trailer for A Star Is Born that you can only see on Ellen. You can't see it anywhere else. That movie will be out next Friday. Can't wait. And Lady Gaga's residency starts here in Vegas in December at the Park Theater inside Park MGM. That's exciting. I would
Very
love
much.
to see that
Yeah. The rumor is a couple different types of shows.
Really?
One is a little more upbeat, and the other is a little more
mellow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Shorter
ballads and-
range.
the Great American Songbook type stuff.
Oh,
So yeah.
nice. Super talented.
Moving on to a current Vegas headliner, Jennifer Lopez, but she only has 2 shows left. Last night, her man A-Rod talked about her final couple shows here in Vegas, and here's what he told our partners here at Extra.
You were in Vegas last weekend for the shows. It looked like you guys had the most insane weekend. Everybody came out to that show. I saw your pictures. There was Selena, Sofia Vergara, just hanging with
Jessica
everyone.
Alba.
Oh, just to throw
We had it was fantastic. We have Kobe Bryant, Vanessa coming this weekend. It's been nonstop. It's really been an incredible amount of support. People flying in from all over the place. Fire marshals were not happy. They were like, they broke every record with people in that arena, and there was about 1,000 people outside trying to get in.
I said to her that you need to get up on stage for one of the last shows.
Never happened.
You know the whole thing by now. You probably know the
people would actually want their refund.
Wait, he wasn't talking about you? Weren't you at J-Lo's big
I was. He didn't
show?
name drop me.
I
What's
know.
up with that?
What's up with that?
And now they did. She also asked him if he would come up on stage for the last show or two. He's like, no, like adamantly, no way.
Unless he's holding a bat and somebody throws a ball at him, then
Yeah, then
maybe.
he might. Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
based on his last few years, he would have missed anyway.
Oh, ouch. I know you don't. Well, speaking of J-Lo, she's done a lot of great collaborations with other big stars, including Cardi B, and it's just been announced that Cardi B will be performing at the American Music Awards. This will be her first televised performance since she gave birth. Cardi B is tied with the rapper Drake for most AMA nominations. She has a total of 8. The American Music Awards will be hosted by Tracy Ellis Ross. The awards will be handed out on October 9th.
All right, Vegas DJ Steve Aoki making some news this morning as well. He's trying on his writing skills for a comic book. His album Neon Future 3 is due out soon. When that record drops, there will be a comic book based on the album, which is cool. The Hollywood Reporter revealing the trailer for the project. The first issue of the series will be released next week. Aoki will perform at the New York Comic Con, then promote the release of his latest projects.
Okay, well, we saw him here in Vegas this last weekend. It was one of his last shows, at least for a while. Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, tweeted late Tuesday that his tour is postponed. The This Is America headliner is having to sit out a couple dates. Glover suffered an injury to his foot while performing in Dallas. That show was after iHeart, but it was cut short. There's no word on how many dates will be shelved. Glover has said that this tour will be his last.
All right, so it's back to school, back to the routine, and it's time for the teen talk. Let's put it out there. We're talking about talking to your teen about sex. Oh, how do you even get that started? We're going to get some advice. We need the advice, and it's coming next. Plus, later, she's been in everything from Howard the Duck to Back to the Future. Leah Thompson now has a new movie out. She's going to join us live later to talk about it.
Have a spooky good time with Fox 5 at the Southern Highlands Fall Festival. Saturday, October 20th at Go It Family Park.
For the best time ever.
Trick or treat. Play games.
Everyone is having such a great time.
And enter the costume contest.
Some of the costumes out here are so awesome.
Don't miss this free family festival. This Take 5 to Care event is sponsored by Subaru of Las Vegas, Desert Springs, and Henderson Hospital.
Big rigs can cause big injuries. Get big help. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all.
When murder is the way to go, call 877-1500.
Backed by popular demand, our Absolute Dental Patient Special is just $39 for an exam and x-rays. For just $39, give your smile the absolute care it deserves. Call us today at 844-8-SMILE-NOW or visit absolutedental.com.
Introducing Papa John's Italian Hero Pizza with a creamy Italian sauce plus 5 toppings and 4 cheeses. It's like an Italian hero sandwich on a pizza. Get a large for just $10. Download the app or order at papajohns.com.
Bernstein and Poisson were efficient, quick responding, trustworthy, and they were wonderful.
These guys are great. It was easy, and they got me a large settlement.
We are Bernstein and Poisson, protecting your rights.
Call 633-3333.
It's new, it's exciting, it's big.
It's the grand opening of the second Walker Superstore, now open in Henderson. Come see our huge, beautiful showroom. Unbelievable selection, everything for your home. Don't miss grand opening weekend for free food and entertainment. Plus, enter to win a $10,000 shopping spree giveaway. Shop, celebrate, and save at your favorite Walker Furniture location, Martin Luther King or Sunset and Marks in Henderson.
Shady Stephen Horsford. He's a sleazy politician turned Washington insider. In the Nevada State Senate, Horsford created an overtly pay-to-play scheme. It was called Slimy and a new low for Nevada. Even worse, Horsford's lobbying firm was paid almost $1 million from South Sudan, a corrupt regime whose forces raped and murdered civilians. Shady Stephen Horsford. He'd make Washington worse. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
All right, guys, time to talk about the birds and the bees. You thought getting your kids potty trained and sleeping in their own bed was tough. Well, fast forward, your child is now a teen, and there's talk about puberty and, of course, the S word. We're talking about sex. There's no handbook out there, but there is some great advice, and we're so happy to have licensed therapist Aisha Grevenberg joining us live. Thank you so much. Okay, so I just asked Dave Hall during the break. I said, have you talked to your daughter? She's 10 about sex. And he's like, no. It's a tough subject for all parents. At what age do you recommend that parents start talking about the subject?
I know this is going to shock everyone, but 5.
5 years old.
5 years old. 5 years old, you start talking to your child about their body. Kids have sexual feelings at 5. Seriously.
You see, I think a lot of people, parents don't realize. They probably think later on when they're closer to a teenager. And then how do you get that conversation started?
So the first thing I want parents to know is that children make decisions based on how close they are to you. The closer they are to you, the better decisions that they make. So it's about your relationship with your child.
And a lot of times the father in the relationship or the male in the relationship is like, no, let the mom talk to the child about this.
No, absolutely not. This is a conversation that is ongoing. It's not one conversation. Your child has a sexual life. I know it's weird. I know it is. But sex is a part of life. It's a part of your teenager's life. It's a part of your 5-year-old's life. I know it's a lot, but trust me with this one.
Yeah, okay, what other advice do you have for parents watching? Again, a lot of them are still in shock that you're saying 5 years old, but it's a reality nowadays more than ever.
Work with me. Work with me. Let's take this slow. First, as a parent, what are your values about sex? How do you feel about sex? About consent? About boundaries? About birth control? Love? Relationships? These are the things you want to communicate with your child, but you have to know how you feel first.
And you mentioned something so important, something that's in the spotlight right now, talking about consent.
Absolutely.
So important. It's not about boys being boys.
Absolutely not. It really is about helping your child understand boundaries and understanding that you need to ask someone about how they feel. How close can you get to them? Are you in their hula hoop? You know, we really have to make sure boys and girls understand that we need consent when we're interacting with each other.
And I know this is a subject that does come up in school as well. Have things changed since we were in school? It's been a while since we were in school.
Oh my God, things have changed so much. Like, think about when we were kids. Like, we made stuff up. We didn't know anything about our bodies or puberty or sex. We made it up. And I promise you, there's a bunch of kids right now making something up. Yeah. So it's our job to be the go-to person.
Especially nowadays where they can get so much information, so much false information online.
Absolutely. And it's our job to bust those myths. So you want your child to come to you, talk to you about what they heard or what they think. Now, you have to do it in a way that you're not shaming them or embarrassing them, and you cannot punish them for asking you questions. That has to be key.
Yeah, and what other advice do you have for parents out there?
Let's use medically appropriate language, right? So we want to call things what they are, right? Not these little pet names. And we want to make sure our children understand puberty, understand what's happening to their body, because their bodies are growing
faster than their brains are. So they can't process this information, but all these changes are happening.
And do you recommend that both parents sit down with the child?
Absolutely. Why not aunts, uncles? Like, why are we so uncomfortable talking about sex? It's a beautiful thing. Let's get the kids together, tell them how you feel. We don't want it to be taboo. Because when it's taboo, they don't come to you.
And that is so important to mention again. It is not taboo. Like you said, it's something that natural, it happens. That's why they're here on this earth.
That's how we all got here.
Parents. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for being with us. Now, do you recommend that, let's say, parents who don't feel comfortable, I mean, go to a therapist, or how does that work?
Absolutely. We can role play it out. You come sit on my couch, we talk about it, and I want you to be comfortable. This is normal. This is a part of life, but we want children to come to us, not to the internet, not to social media.
Not to their friends.
Not to their friends. Right.
Yeah, to their parents. Thank you so much. Such an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, over to you guys, Jason.
All right, Maria, thank you. Well, there are country legends, I don't know, like Willie Nelson, yeah, Kenny Rogers, rock legends, I would say Mick Jagger, maybe, Steven Tyler. And then there's EDM legends, and we have one right here in the house right now. It is a guy that's also happened to be born and raised in Vegas, Scott Kirkland of the Crystal Method. I love it. Seriously, legend. I mean, before there was these DJs that were making kabillions of dollars.
Yes.
You were making only half kabillions of dollars.
Well, yes. Actually, because I grew up here, and I think probably, and I would venture to say, besides the Shark Club. Now, I don't know if you remember the Shark Club. The Shark Club right off of Harmon there was the only dance club for years and years and years. And then my friend Bubby and I, in 1990, started throwing parties in town, and so I had sneakers. There was sneakers over on Pecos or something like that. We'd rent the place out. I'd put a band in one room, and I would DJ with some techno records in one room. So, so back, considering those days when I had 2 or 3 people wandering around, you know, a sports bar, dancing on the floor, that was the sort of first EDM-esque sort of event here. Then you go fast forward to Hakkasan and these EDC and residencies. It's nuts. It's crazy.
It really is, and you guys really did. I mean, I'm sure you probably get a lot of those DJs that do come up to you and say, "Man, you're the reason I got into this," or you are definitely a mentor or an inspiration.
Yeah. In fact, La Casavania, Dylan Island, one of the collaborators on this my new album, The Trip Home, came up to me at an EDC event in LA and said, "Man, I used to listen to Vegas and, you know, the back of the classroom with my headphones, and that reminded me of you know, when I was a kid, I used to listen to Depeche Mode and bands like that.
Great stuff.
You know, so then to go forward, become friends with Dylan, and then collaborate with him. You know, this record and the last one is pretty humbling. And just a wonderful testament to doing what you want to do and doing it right.
Well, a lot of roots a lot of roots happened here with you, and then of course from the Crystal Method, Ken, you guys met actually at Smith's.
Yep. Back in '89, I think it was. We were both working at the Smith's Food and Drug before they moved across the street. It was back in where the Trader Joe's is over there. And I brought a drum machine into work one day, and he walked by. "Hey, you work on music?" Next thing you know, I'm recording a demo with the singer he was working with in his living room, and fast forward 20 plus years, 5 albums and tours, and
that's so cool. Yeah, you guys really have a lot of history together. And now flash forward, like you said, not only do you have all these great groups that have come from Vegas, Imagine Dragons, the Killers, Panic at the Disco, Neo, but you also have the Vegas Golden Knights. When you were a kid, you ever think that not only would we have a professional hockey team, but they're using EDM as part of the fun, and you know,
I'm blown away by the expansion of this town. Again, when I grew up here, I still went to high school downtown at the old Vegas. We were, I think there was maybe 150, 200,000 people in the whole valley, and to see that not only, you know, the expansion out to where you were telling me Anthem and all the way out, you could basically live at Mount Charleston now, right?
Yes, you basically can now. That's for sure. Not back then.
Back in the day, that's where my friend Troy and I would go, on a ditch day. We'd go up the mountains there and go into that area. I love it.
That is so cool.
But yeah, it's amazing. It's a football team and a hockey team. I have yet to go see a Knights game, but I would love to.
They actually would probably put you up on the Fortress to kind of do the bell. We'll talk about that another time. I got some connections. But tell everybody about your show, where it's going to be and when.
Yeah, tomorrow night, the JBL stage at the Hard Rock.
Okay.
Bringing in the new album cycle. My new album, Trip Home, comes out tomorrow, so it's going to be a fun night.
Absolutely. Scott, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Nice. Dave, down to you.
All right, thanks, fellas. He is the tallest fella looking over the great city we call Las Vegas, but there was a time when he didn't. We take you back to the birth of Vegas Vic. And then later, it's 50% yoga, 50% cardio, and 100% good times. We're going to play with fire a little later.
ZZ Top. Viva Las Vegas Show. An exclusive engagement. January 18th through February 2nd. Venetian Theater at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas. Tickets for all shows on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Live Nation.
Character. To play by the rules and the importance of having a good team behind you.
The same values we have at our firm. That's why we're an official sponsor of the Golden Knights, the Lights, and the Rebels.
Here's award-winning Nevada teacher, Jeff Hinton.
One concern about question 3 is that it would increase electric bills paid by consumers. As a teacher, I'm also concerned about how 3 would impact school budgets. School buildings use a lot of electricity. Question 3 would force school districts to pay higher electric bills. That means we'd have less money for classroom education for our kids. Please join our coalition and vote no on 3. Thank you.
Get ready for big things. Introducing the all-new Be Connected Players Card, now with 5 tiers, better benefits, amazing vacations, and yours to enjoy for a full year. It's bigger, bolder, better. The all-new Be Connected. Be makes all the difference at your favorite casinos nationwide. Be Connected in the bright lights of Vegas.
This is where my daughters went to high school, and they got a great education. But in too many of our schools today, there's 40 kids in a class meant for 20, and teachers trying to live on $30,000 a year. I'm Steve Sisolak. I went to public schools, and I believe in them. But we've got to raise teacher pay, reduce class size, and cut back on all this testing that gets in the way of real teaching. And as governor, I won't stop until we get it done.
Steve Sisolak for governor.
Victor Lustig was a con man who swindled victims by pretending to sell them the Eiffel Tower. Twice. But twice is nothing compared to the 7 times Danny Tarkanian tried to con Nevada voters into electing him, or the 13 fake charities he set up that went on to steal millions from seniors through telemarketing scams, or the $17 million judgment he refused to pay. Danny Tarkanian, another con man who can't hide the truth. DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The model year elimination event is happening now at #1 Tobin Dodge. Get our lowest prices during Ram Power Days. Like new 2019 Ram Quad Cab trucks, lease for only $199 a month.
Tobin Dodge in the Valley Auto Mall, #1 for a reason.
ZZ Top. Viva Las Vegas Show. An exclusive engagement. January 18th through February 2nd. Venetian Theater at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas. Tickets for all shows on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Buy tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Live Nation.
Carl's Donuts Celebrity Green Room is sponsored by Carl's Donuts. Locally owned and operated since 1966.
All right, so we've got a little sport on ice, not 1, but 2 sitting presidents, and even a tall fella called Vegas Vic. So are we starting a game of what doesn't belong?
No, Dave. It's just this week's time capsule. That's all. Yeah, geez, get it together. In 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt dedicated Boulder Dam with the words, "Well done." 12 years later, President Harry Truman restored the name Hoover Dam in honor of President Herbert Hoover. In all, 3.25 million cubic yards of concrete were used. That's enough to pave a 2-lane highway from New York to San Francisco. Howdy, partner, was Vegas Vic's welcome as he waved at visitors who passed by the Pioneer Club. At 40 feet, he was the world's largest mechanical neon sign. The iconic cowboy can still be seen to this day, towering over Fremont Street. President John F. Kennedy visited Las Vegas in September of 1963 and gave a rousing speech at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Before leaving town, JFK stopped by the Sands to say hi to Frank Sinatra. It was his last trip to the Strip. The NHL's first outdoor game took place in the parking lot at Caesars Palace. The temperature was a balmy 80 degrees. The warm weather didn't affect the action on the ice, but it did allow 13,000 fans to watch live hockey in t-shirts and shorts. The LA Kings downed the Rangers 5-2. And that's a look back at this week's time capsule. Too bad we can't see a hockey game anymore.
I know. I was peaked. You know, I'm kind of surprised this didn't make your time capsule.
Yeah.
But also, this week, 9 years ago, my daughter and I played a game of hide and go seek. She was 1 at the time, and she had really fat legs.
Okay.
And so she thought a great hiding spot would be behind the curtains with her legs sticking out.
Okay.
And so when I found her, she couldn't believe it. Like, because she thought
it was brilliant.
In her 1-year-old brain, that was like the best hiding spot in the world, behind the curtains with her fat legs sticking out.
Now, 2 things. One, I would like a nugget of every single time capsule, a moment of you and Jazzy.
Okay.
Okay. But also, how did you know that it was this week in history?
It popped up on my Facebook feed.
Oh, okay.
You know, the memory thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. I like it. Now, coming up on next week's Vegas time capsule, we visit the birth of a little Vegas property called the Sahara. Yeah, in fact, boy, we better talk about it, Maria, because pretty soon people won't remember the Sahara.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great place. All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. Well, a timeless story of sisterhood heading to the big screen. Actress Leah Thompson joining us live next to tell us all about her new movie, Little Women. I cannot wait for this one. And surprise, actress Rashida Jones gives birth. Is it a boy or is it a girl? Stay tuned. We got the scoop.
Backwards. That's where Adam Laxalt would take education in Nevada, and his billionaire backers, the Koch brothers, are driving his decisions. They don't like Governor Sandoval's law that puts a tiny piece of their corporate profits to work educating our kids. So Laxalt promised to reverse the plan, which Sandoval says would cut nearly $400 million from Nevada classrooms. Sandoval says Laxalt's plan would permanently harm children. Adam Laxalt, he'd take education in Nevada backwards.
Bernstein and Poisson got me a great settlement. I'm more than happy with the amount.
They fought for me to get the highest settlement. It could not have gone any better.
I would definitely recommend Bernstein and Poisson to anybody looking for great attorneys.
We are proud of our record, and we are proud of our reputation. We are Bernstein and Poisson, protecting your rights.
Car accidents, workers' comp, nursing homes, slip and fall, we handle it all. Call 633-3333.
MS-13, violent gang members. They exploit immigration loopholes and commit vicious crimes in the U.S. And Jackie Rosen, she voted against Kate's Law, which would close immigration loopholes and help stop criminal illegal immigrants from re-entering the U.S. Jackie Rosen put politics first, voting with Washington party bosses against tougher penalties for illegal immigrants who repeatedly break the law. Jackie Rosen put Washington politics before our safety. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Alexa, where are the best month-end deals?
They're at Prestige Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
New car payments from $89 a month. Discounts up to $20 grand off. And vehicle registration is included with every purchase. Ends Monday. It's Prestige Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
I'm Jackie Rosen, and I approve this message. Have you seen this TV ad?
Jackie, I'll stack my record up against yours any day.
Okay, let's do that. I voted against the Republican health care plan. Dean, you broke your promise. You voted to let insurance companies discriminate against people with pre-existing conditions, charge older people more, and take away coverage from 200,000 Nevadans. Dean, I'm standing up for Nevada. You're not.
Good thing you have insurance. The lady in front of you, just call that Bernstein.
Enough said. Call Ed at Bernstein.com.
Are you a man suffering from decreased sexual desire, fatigue, and depressed moods? These may be symptoms of low testosterone or hypogonadism and may qualify you for a clinical research study enrolling now. Qualified volunteers may receive testosterone replacement therapy or placebo, and you might be eligible for some compensation for participation. Learn more. Call 866-955-5698 or visit mensclinicaltrials.com.
40 years ago, on Halloween night, Michael Myers murdered 3 people.
After that horrific night, he was sent back to the institution in captivity.
I'm sure he was just gonna like fix a sink or something with that hammer, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It's normally what he did.
Yeah. So that's a new look at the new Halloween movie. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis once again as Laurie Strode and takes place 4 decades after the original one.
Oh, that one was classic
Yeah.
too. Well, as expected, there is a ton of excitement around the new movie. Jamie Lee Curtis is taking her pumpkin carving skills to the cover of Entertainment Weekly this week. She's not half bad, as you can see,
Yeah.
right? She sat down for an interview just days into shooting the movie. Take a look.
When I first walked onto the set as Laurie in her in her wardrobe, needless to say, I started crying the day I arrived. I didn't stop crying until I left. What happened on October 31st, 1978 was a trauma, and so the woman we meet 40 years later is really a walking example of PTSD.
It was traumatic for a lot of people, especially, that's back when we were kids, Jason. So when we watched this, it was really scary. You can see and read a whole lot more from her interview in Entertainment Weekly. By the way, that magazine is owned by Meredith, the corporation who owns Fox 5 as well. Halloween the movie comes out October 19th.
I'm so glad she's still doing it. Because even though, she could have easily got typecasted after just doing Halloween, but she was able to do a ton of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then she comes back and it's like, I'm doing it some more, So
she's embracing the role she's most famous for. A lot of actors shun, oh, I'm too good for that. But clearly she doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Who says you can't keep a secret anymore? Not Rashida Jones. The actress surprised many when she announced that she's having a baby. The new mom secretly gave birth last month. Jones managed to keep it under wraps for over a month. Jones and musician boyfriend Ezra Koenig welcomed the baby boy on August 22nd. It is the first child for both. Rashida is the daughter of Quincy Jones. And earlier this month, she was seen promoting her father's documentary on Netflix in LA.
Also, congratulations in order for Rachel Weisz and Daniel Craig. That couple have welcomed a baby girl. The couple got married back in 2011. Both have kids from previous relationships. That baby girl is the first child for the couple together. The two only confirmed the pregnancy a few months ago.
By the looks of things, the baby's going to be super ugly. Yeah, right. And mom of 2, Gisele Bündchen, is revealing a secret of her own. Gisele revealing that she underwent a breast augmentation after the birth of her children. The supermodel mother telling all in her new book, Lessons, My Path to a Meaningful Life. She admits that she immediately regretted having the surgery. Gisele rose to stardom in the late 90s when she earned a $25 million contract from Victoria's Secret. She is, of course, married to, Dave's man crush.
Yeah.
New England quarterback Tom Brady. And if you don't believe me, you even have the socks to prove it.
I'm not wearing them today, but yes, I do have Tom Brady socks.
Her book is out on October 2nd.
All right, stick around. We got a lot more to come here on More. We'll be right back.
She is a master. She is a chef. And Gordon Ramsay made her his #1 master chef. Okay, well, he made her his 17th master chef. Who cares? She's here tomorrow.
See what can happen at Chapman?
Chapman plain refuses to be undersold. Listen to someone who knows.
I shopped around. I got an offer. I took it to Chapman, and he beat that price. I purchased a Jeep. I love my Jeep. Chapman refused to be undersold.
This week, drive home a new Jeep Compass Latitude for just $99 a month during Jeep Adventure Days at the Chapman dealership nearest you.
As NV Energy customers, we pay less for energy today than a decade ago.
Get a free PowerShift home energy assessment, and you could pay even less on your energy bill.
I installed some free LED bulbs. Check your furnace filter and insulation levels.
In one quick visit, you'll get energy-saving tips and possibly energy-saving items installed for free. Then, track your energy usage from our online energy assessment. It's no wonder nearly 10,000 customers like Aaron got assessments last year. Schedule yours today.
Cox has all my entertainment in one place. Using the Contour voice remote with direct access to Netflix, I can easily navigate my kingdom. Just say, The Crown.
Take the Cox Challenge. Get a better bundle with Contour TV, voice remote, and up to 100 megs internet. Just $89.99 a month. Now with easy access to Netflix without switching remotes.
I think it's clear who holds the crown for entertainment. Go online and take the Cox Challenge today.
Shopping at RC Lily is like shopping in 5 stores at once. And there's a big sale happening in all of them right now.
We are wild about savings, and this week you'll find incredible deals on appliances. This Frigidaire dishwasher is only $2.99, and this gas range is $4.79. Top brand appliances are in stock for immediate delivery. Enter to win a trip for 4 to the San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. Plus, get a stuffed animal for just $12 with purchase. Don't miss this. RC Lily.
Go ahead, throw your rocks at me.